Welcome back to the 4th edition of Lamb School Noticings for the spring 2015 semester. I'm Mary Fran Matson, professor and head of the Brian Lamb School of Communication, and your host for Lamb School Noticings. Recently, the Brian Lamb School of Communication was honored to co-sponsor award-winning journalist Soledad O'Brien's Black in America tour stop at Purdue University. Several BLSC students were given the opportunity to work behind the scenes during the show, including Scott Jeffrey, Jing Hee Kai, Don Kim, Amber Del Rio, and Brody Saravalli. Here's a quick look at the event from Fast Track's Scott Jeffrey.
Award-winning journalist Soledad O'Brien visited Purdue on February 10th for a conversation about race relations and policing in America. O'Brien's visit was a part of her Black in America 2015 tour, which is visiting several different college campuses in the month of February. The tour shares O'Brien's own professional and life experiences and also has a panel discussion that covers issues, challenges, and culture of African Americans across the country.
I think it's a good thing that they're requiring people to go to learn more about different cultures and just kind of strengthen the community here in West Lafayette at Purdue.
I think that it's really important on a campus in the middle of the Midwest with everything that we have going on in the world right now to just kind of see where people stand on what they think it's like to be Black in America.
I guess for international students, it's very clear how race is one of the big issues in America.
Late last fall semester, Purdue's campus saw students, faculty, and community members from all different racial backgrounds march in protest of Ferguson. The Black in America tour allowed Purdue students to continue to join in the conversation and share their frustrations in regards to race relations and policing issues in America.
I think that the presentation Tuesday is actually a signal that Purdue is joining in the conversation. The fact that the Division of Diversity and Inclusion sponsored that event, I think, is a signal to the students that the protests that took place on campus were heard, that the administration is responding to students' concern. And so I fully expect that the conversation on Tuesday is the beginning of a conversation, not just a one-shot deal.
Mm-hmm. I'm currently standing inside the Elliott Hall of Music where Soledad O'Brien's Black in America tour took place last week. On a college campus, such as that of Purdue's, there are a variety of ways in which students can join in the conversation about race relations and policing and have their voice heard.
I think the most important thing for students to do is to get educated so that they understand the frustrations of students of color, so that they can understand how to respond to injustice when they see it. And I think that students need to organize themselves, so come together in student groups. But I think it's also important to keep the lines of communication open so that they don't just go to the administration with a list of demands, but maybe talk to administrators, talk to faculty members, and have some conversations.
The tour spoke of issues that are usually not commonly talked about in America, such as that of lynching. Talking to students after the show, they were surprised but thought that it was appropriate that the conversation covered such issues.
I think that was good to get people energized about the conversation and say, like, hey, America, we need to look at ourselves, and we're not this perfect this perfect place where it's the land of the free, home of the brave. Like, there was a lot of violence that went on here that we need to address.
Reporting for Fast Track, I'm Scott Jeffrey.
The tour is an extension of O'Brien's Black in America television series, which premiered on CNN in 2008 and covered issues and cultural touchstones of African Americans across the country. Panelists included Venitra Patton, professor of English and African American Studies and director of the African American Studies Research Center at Purdue, Chuck D., leader and co-founder of the rap group Public Enemy, and Dr. Julianne Malveaux, a labor economist, author, and analyst. Damon John, founder and CEO of FABU and television personality on ABC Shark Tank, joined the conversation via Skype. The panel took the stage to share their professional and life experiences and engage in a discussion with members of the audience. Prior to the panel discussion, Ms. O'Brien presented statistics and videos providing insight into America's present racial position. A big thank you to everyone involved in making this event a success. We are pleased that Purdue was chosen to be one of only 9 universities to host this important and provocative series. For more photos and video from the Black in America tour stop at Purdue, visit our Facebook page. Next up, BLSC professor Glenn Sparks was featured on WBAA radio last week, weighing in on how media coverage of ISIS has a negative impact on Indiana Muslims. Dr. Sparks argues that when news becomes inescapable, it affects consumers' judgment. He relates his ideas through cultivation theory. First defined in the early days of the television by scholar George Gerbner, the theory states that the more someone is exposed to an idea in the media, the more they identify with it. Want to hear more? Check out the rest of the interview at WBAA.org. A quick update on a BLSC alumna. 1979 graduate Kathleen Troy Smizer joined the Pennsylvania College of Art and Design as its new Director of Communications. Kathleen is responsible for the college's communications and public relations activities with the goal of advancing the visibility of the organization and its programs. Congratulations, Kathleen, and thanks for letting us know. Finally, a new role for an esteemed BLSC professor. Dr. Patrice Buzzanel has been named the Susan Buckley Butler Chair for Leadership Excellence at Purdue. In this role, Dr. Buzzanel serves as director of the center, leading its research and education efforts. The mission of the center is to develop leadership capacity through research, education, and collaborations that help advance and broaden representation in academic decision-making. Congratulations, Patrice, and good luck on your new endeavor. That brings to a close another edition of Lamb School Noticings. Make sure to send your updates to me at mmatson@purdue.edu and stay in touch via Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, LinkedIn, and now Instagram. Take special care and see you next time.